Albuquerque firefighters and police had a busy night chasing fires around the Bosque near Central and the river.
It all started when the flames were spotted about 10 last night. So we sent our News 13 Samantha McDonald out to the area this morning. Sam, you still see any firefighters out there?
I don't, Matt. Things are calm out here this morning, but earlier reports say flames were 4 to 6 feet high out here last night. Fire crews were on the scene shortly after receiving the call. The fire was located behind the 1300 block of Riverview Northwest. And according to the AFD, the flames were spiking at least 6 feet when they arrived. Crews had to hike to the fire area, which is not accessible by truck. 7 Albuquerque fire units and 17 firefighters were on the scene. The activity continued well into the early morning hours, and at various times during the firefight, there were comments made about someone possibly setting fires in the Bosque. When asked if they could confirm that, though, AFD said they don't know for certain if that was the case. They say the cause is under investigation, but firefighters did stay out here all night checking for hotspots. Now, no homes were threatened and no injuries were reported. Fire investigators will be determining the cause of the fire today. Back to you.
All right, thank you for the update this morning, Samantha. Of course, we'll let you know as soon as firefighters say what or who they think started those fires. Now, and if anybody is unclear, here's a reminder. We are still in a drought. Fire danger is always high. The red areas on the map show the extreme drought. The lightest area, featuring most of Bernalillo County, means the drought is moderate here, but it's still a drought, so fire danger, particularly in the Bosque, is always a concern. 5:02 now. Police are still combing a neighborhood in Los Lunas looking for clues they hope will lead them to a guy who tried to kidnap a young girl. A 7-year-old girl says she was walking home alone from a friend's house Tuesday night on Festival Court near Los Lunas High School when a man in a red car truck got out and grabbed her shirt. The little girl was able to get away and run off back to her friend's house. The family there called police, and now investigators are still looking for any leads in this case.
Here's some bittersweet news. Overnight closures on the I-25 interchange rebuild at Paseo del Norte should be done for now, but that's not the end of the closures for today. The Paseo on-ramp onto northbound I-25 closed at 9 last night, reopening at 5 this morning. Drivers were diverted on the frontage road to Alameda to get onto the freeway. A little later today and tomorrow, you can expect the left lane of Allison and San Antonio eastbound to be closed at I-25 from 9 till 3 today and again through tomorrow. A downtown street remains closed this morning after a sinkhole appeared last night. Sky News 13 shot this video of 5th Street between Tijeras and Copper, where some of the pavement gave way. 5th Street is closed in both directions. No word on what caused it or when it will be fixed. 5 people are recovering this morning after a suspected drunk driver caused a wreck that sent them to the hospital. 2 cars crashed at Lomas under I-25. Early reports from the fire department said 2 of the victims during last night's crash were kids. Police say everyone is stable at the hospital. The driver is in custody. The Department of Transportation is asking for your input on plans to improve roads across the state. Today is the last chance for comment in person. Just show up at the office at 8:30 this morning. The deadline for feedback online is April 26th. To find out where to go to give your input, head to our website, KRQE.com.
Well, the city's independent review officer for Albuquerque, who investigates police misconduct, is having to defend her work once again this morning. This week, we told you 3 members of the Police Oversight Commission quit, partially blaming the independent review officer, Robin Hammer. They say she sides with the police chief. Ms. Hammer is now fighting back, saying these 3 people quit because the city council is considering changing the commission, including a rule not allowing current members to serve.
Now they've put themselves into the pool of persons, candidates eligible to be appointed to the changed or the revised agency because they're no longer sitting commissioners.
Those 3 commissioners all say their resignation letters speak for themselves, and they didn't want to say anything else about this.
Time is now 5:05 on your Thursday morning. No more conjugal visits for New Mexico prison inmates. Now, only a small percentage of the 7,000 prisoners qualify for the overnight visits, which were started after the 1980 prison riot as a way to help control inmate behavior. But Corrections Secretary Greg Marcantel says he hasn't found any evidence conjugal visits help make them better people when they come back into the community.
The change as of May 1st is going to be to do away with those overnight family visits and replace them with a greater number of family-centered activities, educational seminars, those sorts of things.
Now, as some might remember, the conjugal visit program has always been a source of controversy. There was a lot of anger in 2012 when a News 13 special assignment report revealed that killer and rapist Michael Guzman, who's doing life, fathered 4 children during his visits.
This afternoon, you can get the latest on the WIP radiation leak from the Department of Energy and the mayor of Carlsbad. They're having a public meeting about WIP. It's at 5:30 tonight at the Carlsbad City Hall. Everyone is invited to go. Meanwhile, crews are inching closer to where they think the radiation leak actually happened. 2 teams went underground again yesterday, going the farthest they have gone since the leak back in February. They're checking on contamination, air quality, and the stability of the mine. They're also hoping to find out what caused the leak and find out where it happened.
Now, you notice the suits they're wearing right now. When they actually get closer to the site where they believe the contamination was, they're actually going to have to put on a lot more layers and more breathing apparatuses.
Yeah, they call that a level B suit. I think it goes A through D, so right now they're like in that C level, and then if they think that it's bad enough, they'll put on these level A suits, which are just the impermeable, they say.
Right.
So anything to keep them safe, I guess.